A warm welcome to all my dear friends. Welcome back to Learn with Akash. Today I am here to teach you trigonometry. So let's see. So in this trigonometry, I'll be dividing this session into two parts. So there will be part 1 and part 2. In this session, we'll be learning about the ratios and the identities. So let's begin with the ratios. What are the ratios if you ask? There is sine, cos, tan, cot, secant and cosecant. So these are just the short form, okay? Sec and cosec. So the full form is sine, okay, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant, okay? You can either write sine or signed, okay, cos or cosine, or tan or tangent, or cot or cotangent, okay? So sec is nothing but cosecant. And cosec is nothing but sec is cosecant and cosec is cosecant, okay? So this is the way to find sine. Okay, suppose there is a triangle over here. So I'll draw triangle, rough triangle over here like this. Think that this is A, B and C. So the biggest one, so biggest line is always the hypotenuse, okay? Hypotenuse. And the base will be always the adjacent, and this is the opposite, okay? So for the sine angle A, so to find sine for angle A is always, suppose this is the angle A, right? So to find that, what we need to do, we need to opposite angle. So the AB divided by hypotenuse will get the sine angle A. Okay, so same for these formulas, all for this. So let's learn them. So sine angle A equals to opposite to angle A by hypotenuse. Okay, so opposite to angle A, adjacent to angle A, why we are using is because to find angle A, sine angle A, it will be opposite to angle A. Okay, so suppose there is a triangle like this, always in trigonometry it is always a right angle triangle. Okay, then only we can find the opposite or the adjacent and the hypotenuse. For example, I am taking this much, not right angle triangle means what should I do? I should divide them into two right angle triangles, so I will get an opposite side. Okay, suppose they are asking me to find angle B, okay, sine angle B equal to what? So what is it? Opposite to angle A. So what we need to do now, this triangle is like this, no? So we should tilt it like this. So we are tilting it like that so that the angle B comes over here. So angle B, and this will become C, and this will become A. So what is the opposite angle? It is nothing but BC, and the adjacent is AC, and the hypotenuse AB. So always the longest side will be always the hypotenuse, and the base will be the adjacent, and the side or the height over here is always the opposite. Okay, so one more thing, if they ask us to find the length or the height of the particular triangle, what we need to do, just note this point, okay? Just a short note. So the height will be always the line standing. So for example, there's an Eiffel Tower over here, okay? And one guy seeing from over here, from his point of view, his height is this much. So they gave you this height as A and this as B, and they're asking you to find the length of height and the length, okay? So what is the height? What you will consider for the height, it will be always this one. The straight line will be always considered as the height, and the length will be always the hypotenuse. So the length will be larger than the height and the base, okay? So because if you ask why, so this is small base like this, and the length is this much, okay? So when it's traveling this much, always it will be greater itself. So from that point till here it's coming. So what if I'm drawing a small triangle like this and like this, means still the length is bigger. So what if I'm drawing this small like this, also still the length will be bigger. How much greater it is or smaller it is, the hypotenuse will be always the bigger in size than adjacent or opposite angles. Okay, so let's study the formulas. Sine angle A equal to opposite to angle A by hypotenuse. Cosine equal to adjacent to angle A by hypotenuse, tan angle A equal to opposite to angle A by adjacent to angle A, cot angle A equals to adjacent to angle A by opposite to angle A, and secant, okay, secant is equal to hypotenuse by adjacent to angle A, and cosecant is equal to hypotenuse by opposite to angle A. So here if you notice thoroughly means there is some difference, or there is some, we can consider something, okay. So cosine and cosecant, let's draw a box for them, and tan and cot as a box, and secant and cosecant as a box, okay. So here if you see, in one there's opposite and hypotenuse, the other one opposite is not there. The just adjacent is coming in the place of opposite. That means the formula for cosecant will be always adjacent by hypotenuse. So if cosecant is adjacent to hypotenuse, the sign will be always the opposite by hypotenuse. So if there is adjacent by hypotenuse, what is the opposite of it? It will be nothing but sine by hypotenuse. I mean opposite by hypotenuse. Okay. So same for tan and cot. This is opposite by adjacent, right? So we are just reversing it like that. So I'll get adjacent by opposite. And another one is hypotenuse by adjacent. So here it is there, right? So when I opposite this one, I'll get this one. So when I opposite this one, I'll get this one. This is how to find or easily remember the sine, cos, tan, cot, and secant and cosecant. So let's learn the identities. So cos theta into cosec theta. So instead of drawing an X, I draw over here like a dot. Okay. So you can do like, while if they ask you to write it in identities, means you should do cross multiplication. Now I'm just talking to you and me, right? So I just put a dot over there. Okay. So sine theta. What is a theta? If you ask, theta is nothing but the degree. Okay. Sine of 30 degrees. Sine of 60 degrees. So instead of writing a degree over there, suppose they didn't give me a degree, I'm just explaining you, right? So I give here a theta. The theta, how to represent a theta is nothing but draw a O and a Q like this. So inside, okay. So in a O, like a symbol of some petrols and all, if you see, it will be like this, right? So it is like this only we should draw a theta. So sine theta into cosec theta equals 1, and cos theta into sec theta equals 1, and tan theta into cot theta equals 1, and tan theta equals to sine theta by cos theta, and cot theta equal to cos theta by sine theta, and cos square theta plus sine square theta equal to 1, and 1 plus tan square theta equal to sec square theta, and 1 plus cos square theta equal to cosec square theta. At least from the last ratios, there was some ulta, or we can like predict it. But here this one down, right? There are some predictions. There are more than these identities actually. So it's like reverse of these. So like cosec into sine theta equals 1. Both the same only, yeah? But that's what I just shortened them. I just wrote the important thing, okay? So these are the important ratios or the important identities we need to learn right now. Because this chapter is full of degrees, ratios and identities. Degrees, if you ask what is degrees, I'll be teaching in the next session. Okay, so first let's learn the identities, and after learning the identities, we'll solve one question each, because I don't want to waste your valuable time. Okay, because you also want to entertain yourself, right? So what we need to do, you just pause the video right now, and you can just learn this thing in an easy method. Just repeat it then 5 times, or you can just learn it in a sine theta into cos theta, cosec theta equals 1, and cos theta into sec theta equals 1, and tan theta into cot theta equals 1, and tan theta equal to sine theta by cos theta, and cot theta equal to cos theta by sine theta. I have a lot of practice because I have studied this chapter more than 10 times, because my examination finished, so I studied this. This is one of the important chapter, the key chapter. So trigonometry. There are 2 chapters in our syllabus. Trigonometry, this is introduction to trigonometry, and one is applications of trigonometry. Okay, so now let's study with the introduction itself. Now after learning this Now you just pause the video, learn the identities. Now let's solve some we'll solve some trigonometries. So here's our question. In triangle ABC, right angled at point P, AB is equal to 24 and BC is equal to 7 cm. Determine sine A and cos A. So here is the diagram. Here is AB which is equal to 24 and CB which is equal to 7. So we are missing the hypotenuse, right? So let's just keep it as a x, okay, over there. Okay, so we are missing, we need to first find the hypotenuse. Then only we can move further, right? So what is sine A equal to? Do you remember the ratios which you learned? The sine A is equal to opposite to angle A by hypotenuse. Opposite to angle A by hypotenuse. And cos A is equal to, cos of angle A is equal to opposite to angle A, adjacent to angle A, right? Cos A, what is the ratios for cos A? Cos of angle A is equal to adjacent to angle A, yes, adjacent to angle A by hypotenuse. Okay, so here we have a formula, here is the diagram. But here what is important is opposite is over there and adjacent is also there, but hypotenuse is missing, right? So let's find the hypotenuse. So let's use the Pythagoras theorem. So 24 square plus 7 square equal to AC square, right? This is the Pythagoras theorem, right? So 24 square is nothing but 5, 7 and 6 plus 49 gives us 625. Okay, so 625, root of 625 is equal to AC, right? We don't need AC square, we need AC. So to find AC, I need to square root of this. So root of 625 is nothing but 25. So our 25 is equal to AC. So this x is equal to 25. So now we got our hypotenuse. Now we'll go to opposite angle. Do you remember during the ratios I draw this triangle and I told what is the opposite and the adjacent? What was the opposite? This was the opposite and this was the adjacent, right? But actually, so let's write our answer, okay? So opposite to angle A, so it will become 7, okay? 7 by hypotenuse is nothing but 25. It becomes 7 by 25 and adjacent of angle A is 24 over here. So it is 24 by 25. So this is cos A, sine A is equal to 7 by 25 and cos A is equal to 24 by 25. Okay, am I right? So now we have solved our question. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any doubt under this trigonometry chapter or until this session I took, or if you want me to explain more about this and on this topic, you can comment below and I'll read it, and my next video will be about it only. Thank you for watching.